Und jetzt gibt es was ganz Besonderes beim Rockpalast. Nicht, dass ihr denkt, ich wäre zu faul, aber ich dachte, es wäre doch mal eine spannende Sache, wenn Ingo von den Do-Nots mit Tom von Blink-182 spricht. Und da hören wir jetzt mal zu. Ingo, euch viel Spaß. Tom.
Hello, hello.
Ja, da sind wir also auch schon hier irgendwo auf dem Area 4 Festival in einem, finde ich, wunderschön hergerichteten Backstage. Es sieht quasi aus, als würde das immer so aussehen Backstage. Überall stehen Kisten rum. So good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again. Yeah, we were talking. We just saw each other not too long ago, so this is good.
Ja, wir haben mit Blink-182 lustigerweise so Ende der 90er mal gespielt, wo die noch für Lagwagon den Support gemacht haben, und wir haben gerade darüber gesprochen. Das letzte Mal, dass wir uns gesehen haben, war 2008, als wir mit Angels and Airwaves zusammen in Japan, in Tokio, das Punk Spring Festival gespielt haben. So, it's good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
So how's the summer been treating you guys?
It's been good. You know, for those that do not know, Blink is back together, and we did a big tour in America this summer, and now we're out here saying hello to Europe, and it's incredible. It's incredible. The band somehow grew as we weren't together, you know. So it's so much fun to come. Especially, you know, what's really fun is to be at the festivals in Europe, because I think Europeans cherish rock and roll so much more than Americans.
There's so much.
I do. I just think the passion. It's like I think we used to in the '60s, you know, when there's like the revolution, the civil rights movement, you know. But these days, it just seems so much more important out here. So it makes me feel really good.
So welcome back. Isn't it weird? Like you guys, well, you sort of split up, but you didn't in the end. Like I guess fans weren't expecting that you guys would split up like completely. So it was sort of a surprise to see you guys got back together, but most of the fans, they were like, you know, it's bound to happen anyway.
You know, people thought that we would. We did not say one word to each other for like 6 years. Like, it would not surprise me at all that we would never have gotten back together. And then Travis, you know, he had an accident, and it pulled everyone together. And then we lost our producer as well, Jerry Finn, that did a lot of great bands. He worked with Rancid
and Trio and Green Day, right?
Green Day, you know. Jawbreaker, some great bands. And so it just seemed like we needed to get back together, and it was really sad when things permanently started changing rather than just us deciding not to.
But did you part ways on bad terms back in the days?
Yeah, it was really bad. Like, we hated each other's guts for like a few years, but it's funny, after Travis's accident, when we all came back together, we like looked at each other and we didn't know what the hell we were fighting about. We didn't even know what we were angry about. So we were like, are you cool? Yeah, I'm cool. And it was like done, like dudes do, you know, the way guys always do it. It was just, I think at that time we were like, it just got so big, and then the band wasn't making decisions. Everyone else was, and there were some really important things going down. We were all starting families and kids and different things, you know? So, nice. But now it's like we all have more in common than we ever did. Each person in Blink has side projects, has companies, and has children and families.
Do you think it's important to have that?
For us, for us it is. You know, I like being able to create and do different things, you know, and I like to bring that education to this band, and that's what I'm really excited for, because I really think the next Blink record is going to be by far the best thing we've ever done, and that's really modern and relevant and giant sounding, and I'm excited, you know.
So let's talk about the band chemistry then. When you guys got back together and you guys went into the rehearsal room for the first time, what was it like?
It was interesting. Like, I think all of us were looking at each other, couldn't believe that we were all there again, you know? And we had a few people looking through a window that were our guitar techs and stuff, and we're like, okay, well, what should we start with? And I forgot the first song we played, and it might have been a song called Always, which was kind of a new wave song off of our last record, and
which has been a big influence for you guys, like all the time, right?
Yeah, we were always way into new wave music, New Order, and early sessions of the Cure. Okay, oh, there you go. So yeah, so we anyways, we played the song and it sounded really good, and it sounded the way a punk band would play it, you know. It's but our generation, you know, where it's like technical and it's like the Beach Boys on steroids, you know. So it was great, man.
So now we've seen bands like Metallica doing it like big style, like, you know, having a guy psychologist come in and say, hey, you guys are cool.
Yeah.
Did it take you a long time, you guys, to sit down and just say, let's do this again? Let's be a band again?
It took us moments to learn to trust each other, and to find out that everyone was genuine with their words and their actions. And I think once we earned that trust, we just started going like a bullet, you know, and that happened on the tour. And that was important.
Which hopefully everyone can feel tonight when you guys are on stage.
I think they will. I think they will. We play better and louder and faster than we've ever done it. So it's good. I'm excited. We play the songs the way we recorded them with Jerry Finn, you know, and we used to play so fast and we were so drunk that none of it really worked, you know. But now it's like it just feels great. It feels like a band, like and it feels great to play punk on this level, but we take it really seriously, even though we're having a good time, you know. It's,
right. Well, knowing that every one of you guys has sort of like the side projects going, like Ages and Airwaves and Plus 44 and all that. Well, where do you really draw the line when it comes to songwriting? When you decide, well, you know, I've got this riff.
right.
Am I going to use it for Angels and Airwaves? Am I going to use it for Blink? Am I going to use it for something else?
Right,
Where do
right.
you draw the line?
It's a really good question, and it's a question musicians ask me more than like normally, which is, I don't know yet. I think that for me, when I write songs these days, I think in terms of, and I think about a landscape. I don't think about a riff anymore. And so now I have to sit here and think, does that landscape make sense here or here? But a lot of times with Angels and Airwaves, the songs can be 8 and 10 minutes long, and all lyrically, it's, you know, I can sing about what's in my heart. With Blink, it's going to be interesting to see where I draw the line. I don't know, you know, I really don't know, but I do know this. The great thing about Blink is Mark is really into indie rock. I'm really into stadium classic rock kind of stuff, and Travis is really into drum and bass and hip hop. All three of us grew up on punk rock, like the Descendants, right?
Nice.
So we have that commonality.
Yeah.
So when I want to take a song and make it sound like some giant Pink Floyd U2 kind of thing, you know, Mark will want to pull it back, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle from where we've been and somewhere where I'm trying to go crazy. And then Travis will come in and he'll throw down some beat that none of us were expecting, and then you have something totally different. And so it's never really concerns me or in the beginning where I think a riff should go.
Right.
You know?
Right. All right. Well, let's talk about growing up anyways, like talking about the Descendants and growing up on the Descendants and have the Descendants say, I don't want to grow up.
Right.
Now, judging from where you are now and judging from the last record that you guys did, which was really intense and like a new level of intensity for Blink-182, where everybody knew it, actually, that you guys, you know, you could crank out hits like 330-minute hits. It was just there.
Right.
But the last record really dropped jaws from like a lot of critics. Everybody was like, holy fuck, didn't expect this. That is great. Well, let's think about you guys. Well, you've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Playing those old songs now that you're sort of an adult. I'm not saying you've grown up. Maybe you've grown old, but not grown up. Like, you know, the Descendants kind of way.
Right.
Does that feel weird?
If it's interesting, I think if you really love music, it doesn't matter how old you are when you hear it. It takes you right back, right? And I do that with a band like the Descendants because I listen to punk rock before I play, and so I'll play Bad Religion, I'll play NoFX, I'll play the Descendants, whatever, you know, and it brings me right back to when I was like 17. I wanted to break shit, and playing Blink songs make me feel that same way because I felt like I was getting other people to want to break shit with me, you know, and and that's it's cool. That's what makes it cool.
Great. So when was the first time that punk rock really made an impact on you, like in your youth? Like, what did you grow up on? What are your earliest influences?
I was in the 7th grade, and I flew up to my friend's house in Oregon, which is another state in the United States, and he went to school during the week, and I was visiting him. He used to live on my street, so I went up to visit him for like a week. And so during the week, he had to go to school, so I'd be stuck at his house, and he had 3 records there. And it was an all record.
Nice.
It was Stiff Little Fingers and Dinosaur Jr.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. So I listened to the Dinosaur Jr., Stiff Little Fingers, and all every day for 5 days straight while he was at school. And I left that house totally transformed. And it gave me, and a guitar was in the room. That was the first guitar. He had an electric guitar. He didn't really know how to play it. So I just sat there with the guitar, and it was the music and the guitar. And from that point forward, I had something to think about every single day besides girls, you know?
Nice. Well, you know, No Control by Bad Religion did that one to me.
Did that for everyone. I heard I had a friend of mine that played me that album, and I could not believe I haven't heard of it at that point. He just goes, you never heard Bad Religion, you know? And I was like a freshman in high school, in first year high school, and he goes, check this out, and he put it says No Control in all the different colors. And for anybody out there, if you like Blink or whatever, I mean, listen to Bad Religion, No Control. It's like that is jeez.
First song, like 48 seconds.
Yeah, and it's
Change
like
of ideas.
Yeah,
says it all.
It says it all, you know. And you can listen to that record from front to back within 20 minutes, but you can do it 20 times in a row. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Blink nowadays. When you guys go and write songs now, is there a lot of pressure involved, knowing that everybody expects the giant reunion, and you know, knowing that you guys have a history of great records? What do you do?
Thank you. Thanks for saying that. But yeah, I feel it now from myself, because I feel like it's so easy for a band to go away and then to come back and go, oh yeah, but I just really like their old stuff. They're new. I don't know what they're doing now, but those old records. I grew up on those old records, and that's what I like. You know, it's very rare, if ever, a band comes back, reunites, and it just completely trumps anything they've ever done. And I'm on that search. What is that? You know, like what? So that's what I do at home. I study bands like The Police, you know, and I study bands like AC/DC, and I study bands like Pink Floyd.
The good stuff.
You know, the good stuff.
There we are again.
And that's, you know, in a band like The Police, they were a punk band, but they were better than the usual, you know, and even a band like The Clash, when they went out and started doing different things and studying different types of music and going to Jamaica and recording, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, is I'm trying to figure out how all these influences through decades of rock and roll I can kind of pick and grab from and make one soup for the next record, you know?
Right. So when can we expect this record?
We're in the middle of recording right now. Well, not the middle, the first 10%, but it'll be finished by the end of the year, I think.
So, are you guys going to play any new stuff tonight?
No.
Keep to yourselves?
We're gonna make sure it's presented the right way, because we got some pretty fantastic ideas of even how to present it. So.
Right. Really looking forward
But
to
thank
seeing
you for your time and all the great questions. I really
cheers.
appreciate it. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure once again.
Right.
So good to have you on the show. Das war also das Interview mit Tom DeLonge. Blink-182 sind wieder zusammen. Ein neues Album kommt bald, und dieser Mann hat sich hier heute gerade Zeit genommen. Kommt gerade aus Amsterdam, wo es wunderschön ist. Hier auf dem Area 4 ist es genauso schön. Viel Spaß später mit Blink. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Good luck with the show.
Cheers. All right, man. Thank you so much. What a great interview. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you, sir.
Great. Very much. Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was really great.
All right.